But first, the sun is melting. The snow and slush on the roads today, but not fast enough. A potential danger remains as temperatures drop again tonight.
And that is especially true on bridges and overpasses where today we did see problems. Jason Miles live from one of our storm trackers with more on how things are looking where he is. Jason.
A lot better even compared to this morning. Right now, take a look. We are on I-45, the Gulf Freeway, inbound, heading toward downtown Houston. Water pretty much evaporated in most areas along this stretch, so refreezing will not be an issue in those areas, but that's not the case on particularly elevated structures or side streets. When time is money, major delays like this test your patience even more.
It ain't no good. I'm gonna be late.
Trucker Nico Joseph was stuck in this mess on the East Loop for hours as TxDOT worked to reopen the elevated ramp onto I-10 East, one of a number of frozen freeways traffic cameras captured across the city, illustrating a mixed bag of driving conditions. Some even resulted in crashes like this one a Harris County Sheriff's commander posted about.
It's melting now though, but it's still pretty bad everywhere.
TxDOT says snowplows like these will be out working again tonight, paying particular care to bridges, flyovers, and overpasses.
When you go over them, slow down.
Spokesperson Leo Flores says teams from across the state who are more adept at dealing with winter weather are among those still hard at work.
We brought in crews from San Angelo, El Paso, Dallas. We had a crew from Waco come in very early this morning.
But he says it's still up to the public to be mindful if travel is required.
What you gotta do is stay at home.
A choice folks like Joseph don't necessarily have. And back here live along the Gulf Freeway, we're taking the ramp over to get onto 59, 288 in that area. You can see there is some standing water still along this stretch and all that slush that's been pushed to the left. TxDOT telling me some people, believe it or not, have removed barricades from closed areas. Certainly not a good idea. You're putting yourself and any drivers behind you in danger. And that sheriff's official I mentioned in that story actually posting on social media just a few moments ago that all freeways in the area are running smoothly for the most part. Let's certainly hope it stays that way. Reporting live, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Jason, thank you. Thousands are back in the skies one day after the weather shut down both Houston airports. Bush reopened at 10 o'clock this morning and Hobby opened back up at 9 this morning. Katira Winfrey has been there since those airports opened back up. Katira, how are things moving?
Well, Reka, everything is moving really well. There's been a steady flow of people coming in, but I'm standing right here in the middle of the hallway, and as you can see, I'm not causing any problems. But even a closer look, a more better look, to look at TSA, no wait time whatsoever. People are able to move right on through and get their luggage through so they can make it to their gate. Now, earlier, the bridge getting travelers to the airport was blocked off as crews cleared that, and the first flight, I'm told, left Hobby around 10:15 this morning. Security opened a couple of hours before, allowing anxious travelers a chance to finally start making it to their gates. In addition to the cancellations ahead of the airport shutting down, many more flights were canceled even after the airport opened back up. However, quite a few still showed on time on the departure boards around the airport, and passengers we spoke to say the icy roads made traveling scary.
Oh man, it was scary. Coming up here, I traveled from Beaumont, and I was actually sliding. So I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty nervous. I ain't gonna lie, but I made it. I wasn't gonna miss this vacation. I left at like 12 a.m. in the midst of it. So it took us like 6 hours to get to Houston from Beaumont.
And it was also a little scary for us to get to Hobby this morning, but luckily there were very few cars on the road, so we were able to get here with no problem. Now, when we take a look over at Bush Airport, there were some people who had to spend several nights at the airport, and again, they too were faced with cancellations and delays. But right now, everybody's moving quite freely here at Hobby. Reporting live at Hobby, Katira Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Good to see things moving smoothly. Katira, thank you. Hey, take a look at this and all that sunshine there. A stark difference from this time yesterday. This is Air 11 over Herman Park right now, where, yesterday we saw hundreds of people sliding down snowy hills there.
Yes.
It is still cold outside. You see a little snow on the ground, but it is definitely warmer than yesterday.
Oh, without a doubt. And now, Pat, we know it's going to get cold again, but just how cold?
We're going to see temperatures in the 20s again, so another freeze on the way for tonight. But a lot of folks just trying to get back to normal. We've seen a lot of snowfall melt today, and again, the airports are back reopened. No delays being reported anywhere across not just the state, but the country. So hopefully we are really on the track here to getting back to just the way that things have been, with temperature a little bit warmer as well. Beautiful shot here of the Gulf Freeway. You can see the roads are looking a little better. Still wet, as Jason was just pointing out, with temperatures, though, well into the 40s. That is going to help with that melting. Unfortunately, though, as Jason mentioned, we are going to see some refreezing tonight. Hour by hour temperatures drop to the 30s. By 7 p.m. we're in the low 30s, then flirting with the freezing mark in the city by 11 p.m. and then we will end up in the 20s again for tonight. 28 in the Heights, same for Edo, 27 for Aldine and Acres Homes, Copperfield at 27, 28 for Pasadena, 26 at Atascocita, 30 for LaPorte. And as we widen the shot, you can see mid-20s, so another hard freeze once you go north of the city. Galveston may stay above freezing tonight, though, in the mid and upper 30s. Next few days look good and promising. We'll see temperatures in the mid-50s again by Friday. We'll talk about some rain in the forecast and some much warmer temperatures by the weekend when I see it back here for the full forecast in about 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah, later in the week looking much better. Thank you, Pat. 4 children from one family now recovering after being exposed to carbon monoxide in their home. This happened yesterday around 3 p.m. in North Houston. Firefighters say they received a call alerting them to 4 nauseous children, though they found no traces of carbon monoxide in that house. A teenager and toddler taken to the hospital. Carbon monoxide was found in their blood. Still, investigators aren't sure how the children were poisoned. And now an overall success. That is how Houston and Harris County leaders are characterizing the response to our winter storm.
Yeah, some resources remain active at this hour, but emergency operations are winding down. Victor Jacobo spoke with officials today. So Victor, how are they grading their response to the winter storm?
Yeah, Reka, they're saying that overall the city and county had a very positive response to really the emergency that we experienced with this winter storm. Today I spoke with Houston Mayor John Whitmire and Harris County Judge Alina Hidalgo, who say that the collaboration between the different agencies throughout the city and the county really made a difference in this winter storm response. But they really say that it was the public's own actions of heeding the warnings from officials to stay home, be cautious on the roadways, being mindful of how they heated their homes. That really made a difference to make sure that first responders and other officials and crews who had to be out there and respond were able to do so swiftly and safely. And at a news conference today, Mayor Whitmire said there were no traffic fatalities or fatalities because of carbon monoxide poisoning reported. Whitmire said the traffic crashes that did take place overnight were primarily people from outside of Houston traveling through. Now, from the county's perspective, the fire marshal reported 31 structure fires overnight, with the Harris County Sheriff's Office saying there were 25 weather-related calls in the overnight hours. Now today, Mayor Whitmire and Judge Hidalgo say freezing temperatures tonight still prompt calls for caution.
We've been successful, but I want to caution everyone, there is still some mobility issues. There's still ice on some of our bridges and roads, so slow down.
It's going to continue being cold certainly tonight, tomorrow morning, so just make sure you keep that 3-foot space between the heater and anything else.
Now, the city of Houston did report 3 deaths, people who were found to be dead. They are still determining the causes of those deaths with the medical examiner's office to see if those were in fact weather-related. So that confirmation still to come in the coming days. Both the city and county offices are set to be up and running tomorrow. So anyone with business at those offices can expect those to be good to go on Thursday. And I'm reporting live outside the Houston Emergency Center. Victor Jacobo, KHOU 11 News.